everybody, and welcome to today's video. It is this look right here. It's like a smoky lash line winged liner that I had a little bit of a mishap with, and then we put gems over it and it ended up I have this thing where sometimes when I'm wearing makeup I get like a leaky eye, especially if I'm doing more of a smoked out bottom lash line. My eyes just leak and there's nothing I can do about it. So instead of trying to continue hide it or put more eyeshadow on just in hopes that it might stick, I thought what I would do is clean it up and then actually put some gems there, because I have them, like these little fake diamante thingies. I have them and I was like, why not actually use them? So yeah, that's how this different kind of look actually came about. So I'm gonna stop chatting and boring you so you can actually see what happened, where it went wrong, and how I fixed it. And hopefully that it might inspire you to maybe start using some gems into your eye looks as well. Alright, so on that note, let's get this video started. Alright, so to prep the eyes, as I always do, going in with my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer all over the lid. Obviously the inner corner here, bringing it right out. Because I really want to make sure I smoke this out all the way through to the temple and then under here. So I decided I wanted to do this before the rest of my face so that it, if I have any fallout, it will be very easily cleaned up. I'm just going in with a slightly flat brush, patting the product into the skin, going right up to that brow bone, because we'll worry about the brows later. Just really making sure, softening out those edges. So I'm pretty happy with that. Going in with the sponge just to get rid of any extra product. And it softens the edges again too. Alright, now going to set that with my Australis Fresh and Flawless powder. I don't need a lot, I just use a little bit and then start to pat it all the way through where I've just packed all that eyeshadow. So I'm going to go in with a blending brush. The first shade I'm going to be using is from the Zoe palette, the matte palette. And I'm just going to use the Nighthawk shade, so this shade here, and that's just to have a nice neutral base all over the eye. Something that the eyeshadows can blend into. So we'll come back to the top of the lid, but I actually want to start it on the bottom. Firstly, gonna go in with a brown eyeliner. So this one is Mr. Bing. Lining so tight lining and the waterline. So I did decide to bring that eyeliner along that lash line as well as the waterline. Okay, so now I have this Napoleon Purtis gel eyeliner. It's a brown shade. It's called China Doll Eyeliner Earth. I don't know if that's what the shade is called or not, but I've had it for so long, but I've never actually gone out of my way to use it. So I'm going to be going in with an angled flat brush, Going to just follow that bottom lash line up to where it naturally angles. I pulled it out pretty far, and now I'm going to create a wing with that. Alrighty, now just using more of a smaller fluffy brush, going to use my matte palette again, and I want to start off with the shade Urban Culture, just to start adding some eyeshadow to the lower lash line and then building up from there. Just decided to change it to a slightly smaller, flatter brush. It's still not super stiff, so it'll help with it. And then following that through that lash, through the winged liner area. Now, changing the brush again. Smaller, flatter, more dense brush. And I actually want to use a very dark shade now. So, I am thinking of going into this shade on the end here called 2 Clocks and start packing that into that lower lash line. I'm also going to use that same shade on the actual wing. Going to go in with this smaller blending brush that has more of a point to it. I'm going to use the highlight palette that I always do, the Revlon Sculpt and Highlight Contour Kit. I think I'm actually going to use the contour shade to sort of create a little crease on my eye shape. just for the slightest shimmer on the lid, I'm just going to use a slightly fluffy small brush and that highlight shade from that palette, just for the slightest bit. Alright, and that's how it's looking. So, the only thing that's left for the eyes, so this is going to be a very quick tutorial, but the only thing that's left, I'm going to do the other eye. Well, I'm going to do everything. I'm going to do my face, the other eye, my eyebrows and whatnot, and then come back to finish up with the lips. This is just a very simple look that we're going for today. So I'll be back in just 2 seconds. Okay, so I have an issue, you know, since I've gone away, done the other eye and come back, and that's my leaky eye situation. And it's frustrating because it doesn't always happen if I squint, like you can't tell really. But I mean, realistically, I don't go squinting all day. So I'll just zoom you in so you can see it and what I'm talking about. But essentially, once my eye starts, it won't stop. So it's always in these corner areas here that I get like super, it just gets like, starts to leak a little bit and then it just pulls and then nothing can stick to it. So my idea is that I'm gonna roll with it. And how I'm gonna do that is using a cotton tip. And I've got a little bit of micellar water here, not a lot. And I'm just going to embrace the gap that's there, that's now showing. And I'm going to do the same on the other side by taking out any makeup that's there. So now it kind of looks intentional. Do the same on the other side. It looks a little strange, but I also had the idea of putting one of those like little fake crystal-y thingies, like diamantes, just under that, and then we'll see how it turns out. So let me find them and I'll be right back. So this is what I'm talking about. These ones here are more of a diamond shape. And so I've got a few different shades here. I'm going to take, well, some of them are very similar, like the more golden shades. I'm going to take 2 of those, 1 on each eye, unless I think I need more, just with like the slightest, smallest dot of lash glue, and then pop them there. I feel like I want to do some more, but this time you can barely tell on the camera, but I'm using some rounded smaller ones, and I'm going to do like 1 size down from this and then 1 size down from that next one, so like a large, medium and small sort of thing. But obviously that's diamond and the other 2 are circles along that ring line. So I'm just going to zoom you in just so you can see it close up. But I think that actually works pretty well for my leaky eye thing that I did not want to have. So it's far from perfect, but you know, instead of just having a weird gap of no colour, I've just added those little gems, and then it makes it fun. Okay, so I didn't want to do anything fancy for the lips, so I'm just going to be using this OXX lip gloss from Kmart. It's a studio lip gloss and the shade is just called Nude. I'm going to pop this all over the lips. Alright, so with that now, the lips done and the whole face is done, so I really this time have to say thank you for watching it, especially to come this far, and with my little eye mishap that just happened. It's a little lesson to say that like I should just embrace little things that I don't like about myself, because I've always had a problem with the leaky eye. Usually it's this eye, but it was more so this one. But you know what? I can't help it. I've tried like eye drops and whatnot, nothing seems to help, so I'm just gonna start embracing it. And I actually, like, looking at myself, I'm loving this whole gem thing. Like, one, obviously it adds fun. Two, I'm like sparkly now and everyone would look at me if I was out. Not in a bad way, I hope. But I'm so glad again, as you guys know, for watching if you've come this far. Thank you so much for your support. You know, subscribe if you haven't. But otherwise, I think I'm just gonna leave you guys to it, and I'll see you in the next video.